we've got here is a Russian IMP. This is a single box, single meal ration containing approximately 1,300 calories, very comparable to a US MRE. It just doesn't sit right with me to do this without at least flexing on the Russian military just a little bit, considering how badly they're getting pasted over there in Ukraine. So please enjoy this short video about a piece of military hardware that we were taught to fear as a soldier, the T90. I want to show you an interesting difference between this type of packaging to a US MRE. This is a very new US MRE, probably 2019, 2020. You can see how flat this is, and I totally understand why the manufacturer did this. Because if you're packing a rucksack for multiple days, packing 6 of these in a rucksack would be next to impossible, at least if you wanted to carry any other gear. But this being so incredibly flat, you could easily fit that many of these in a rucksack without the need to field strip them and just take out certain components. Because remember, these are nutritionally balanced. Every component is supposed to be eaten. If you don't eat it, you don't get the nutrition. The Russians don't seem to be on board with that. They're more interested in protecting their meals from being crushed. And I can understand why. I'm guessing it has to do with the way the inner packaging looks. It's probably not as heavy duty as the MRE packaging. Let's crack this sucker open and see what we got. Yep, so as I was saying, plastic packaging on the outside and a pretty sturdy cardboard box inside. It's pretty heavy. It's definitely heavier than an MRE. All right, let's take a look at what we got. We have a gel type substance. This might be fuel for an esbit stove or possibly some kind of drink mix. I get that it's 100 grams, but that's about it, 264 calories. We have some kind of meat and vegetables. I don't know exactly what this is, but it's 100 grams. I want to make sure the packaging is in good shape. This technically expired in February. Fuel tabs for an esbit stove and the esbit stove itself. Cool. I don't think, this isn't kvass, is it? I can't imagine that. Interesting. A spoon. We have 1, 2 packages of biscuits, 50 grams a piece. These look very similar to the biscuits that were in the Russian, or I should say Soviet Red Army World War II ration. Probably some real tasteless hardtack there. These don't look quite right. We'll have to crack them open and see. This whole thing might be spoiled. A couple of moist towelettes, I believe. Kasha, 250 grams of kasha, so this is your main. A can opener of some sort. Pepper, salt, chai, or as we would say in the United States, tea, a very small, very flimsy paper napkin, packing list and instructions. Cool. Let's get the box out of the way. Let's get this bag out of the way. Now the goddamn landscapers are outside running their frickin' weed whacker. I never catch a break. I swear, I never catch a break. Okay. Let's get this organized. All right, so this is a decent meal. Like I say, very comparable to a US MRE in terms of the number of components. You got a main, you got a side, you got biscuits, you got what I presume is a hot beverage of some sort. Maybe it's coffee. I don't know, we'll find out. You have a cup of tea, salt and pepper, a spoon, an opener, wet naps, and an esbit stove to heat everything up. This is very comparable to an MRE, and my guess is if it hasn't spoiled, it's probably pretty good. We got to get some hot water going for these beverages. All right, needed to take a quick pause to get some hot water. Sorry again about the background noise. These landscapers are really taking the piss out of me. All right, I'm gonna find out what this is. Looks like it's probably coffee. Let's take a quick peek. Use this little opener that they gave us. Why the heck not? No, that is not coffee. Sugar. Huh, yeah. I just put a whole bunch of sugar in my canteen cup. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to actually speak Russian? Well, in that case, let's make a nice super sweet cup of tea, because that is a hell of a lot of sugar for 1 cup of tea. I wonder how this tea will taste in comparison to the loose leaf tea that came in the Soviet Red Army ration. Okay, so that's gonna brew for a minute or two. In the meantime, let's check this bad boy out. Now, this meal is definitely past its expiration date, so I wanna check these packages very carefully to make sure there's no punctures in them. The last thing I really wanna do is inhale or eat a bunch of mold or botulism. Why work harder when you can work smarter? Doesn't look particularly appetizing, doesn't look terrible either. Tomatoes. It smells like tomato sauce. Let's go for a little spoonful here. Kind of yuck and kind of good at the same time. I can't really tell if it's tomato sauce or tomato soup, but it's definitely a tomato. Maybe just past its prime. I don't know. I wouldn't eat it. I'll tell you the truth, it's not entirely different from like tomato soup from Panera. But it's got a little bit more of a spicy flavor to it, like there's more onion powder or garlic or something like that in it. It's not terrible. I wouldn't, yeah, you know, a couple bites is more than enough of that. It is kind of gross. The tomato soup or whatever the hell that is, not my favorite. Made a little bit of a mess, so while we're at it, let's take advantage of a wet nap. All right, moving right along. I think this is like a carbohydrate beverage base glucose gel kind of thing. Quick burst of sugary energy. Jam. Oh, yeah, it's definitely some kind of jam. Be like currant or blackberry, maybe even strawberry. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's delicious. Ooh, that's good. Woo-wee. Oh, give me some more of that. Oh, that's fantastic. It's very, very sweet, but not like in a nasty kind of refined sugar kind of way. It's like a really concentrated, I don't know, maybe blackberry jam. Well, since clearly this is what it was intended for, was to be spread on the biscuits, let's go right ahead and spread some of that on a biscuit. That is good stuff. It's amazing to me that you always find a real gem in basically every ration, even the ones that aren't good. That is really stale, but I would still eat it. That jam is that good. Oh my God. I would still eat them in the field, most definitely. That jam is great. That's fantastic. That package of biscuits was very stale. Let's try this one and see if it's any better. It is possible there's a microscopic hole in it somewhere, and that's why it tastes like shit. Oh, no, they're pretty much exactly the same thing. There's no salt on that, no butter, no shortening, no taste. Ooh, that is just flour and water right there. Probably baked 2 or 3 times to get all the moisture out of it. That's hardtack, and it doesn't even taste like there's not even a touch of salt on it. Let's move right along to this kasha here. Oh, this one opened easy, which we better give this a real good sniff, because it says kasha, but it kind of looks like pork shanka. It smells fine. It smells like ham. Ham. Maybe ham and potatoes or something. Ham and barley. A definite like spammy smell to it. Some kind of processed canned ham. I can see barley in it. I can see potatoes, plenty of fat. It's not bad. It reminds me a lot of corned beef hash. If you heated this up and like ate it with some eggs, this would be delicious. Yep, you can see the barley in it. Look at that. It's not bad. All right. Let's give that tea a little bit of a stir. See how we made out here. Yow! Holy crap, Batman. Okay. A little hot. The cup is really hot. It's good. I mean, it's very sweet. There's a lot of sugar in there. This tastes like regular cup of commercially available tea. Nothing special about it. I probably put too much water in it. That's why it's a little weak. But it's good. Enjoyable. Be nice on a cold morning. Yeah. Not bad at all. Yep. Very sweet. With all that sugar, it's not a surprise. Not entirely unpleasant on a nice cold morning. That would do you really good. This is a good single meal ration comparable to the US MRE in calories and nutrition, if not in variety and, let's just say, edibility. You would definitely not starve if this is what you were eating in the field, but you may not be in love with it either. But it's interesting because soldiers in the field grumble about having to eat MREs, and then when you get out of the military and you're old like me, the thought of having an MRE brings back feelings of nostalgia and allows you to reminisce on your old days. Maybe that's worth something anyway. If you want to see my whole series on World War II rations, which is still an ongoing endeavor, check out this playlist over here. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.